Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you a game I've been playing recently that blew my mind due to how original it is. And I haven't seen any of the big AAA companies make something similar so far. The game in question is called Voidbreaker. It is an action roguelite made by Daniel Stubbington, the solo developer of Stubby Games, and published by Playstack. It is currently in early access and will be for around 6 to 12 months, but it already gives you a lot to do. And in my opinion, it is worth the $10.49 it costs on Steam. I don't play many roguelites, mostly because the idea of losing my builds is a bit annoying to me, but after playing Voidbreaker, I am really glad I did, because it surpassed the level of quality I was expecting from a title made by a solo dev. I say this because the movement and combat mechanics are some of the best ones I've seen in an FPS this year. If I had to compare it to another title, it would probably be Doom Eternal, and for a few reasons. Movement-wise, you can pretty much do the same. You can run, jump and dash while in the air. You even get a grappling hook later on. It doesn't stick to enemies, but it does help you get away from them. The only difference is that you can slide on the ground at all directions and that you only get one dash, but that's pretty much it. All of these features give you a lot of combat mobility, but if that is not enough, each arena has jumping pads or rails that you can use to get the high ground on enemies and avoid getting hit. However, the biggest similarity is that it rewards aggression and quick thinking with health and ammo. It doesn't have glory kills or a chainsaw, but instead it lets you weaponize your environment against the enemy by destroying structures to make them fall on top of them or grabbing things with your tether skill to throw. Both actions will stun enemies, and if you take them out while stunned, you will get both health and ammo mid-fight. I really like these kinds of mechanics in games, but I don't see them very often, so if you know any other similar titles, please let me know. I would love to check them out. Now, this is where the similarities with Doom end, because it is an action roguelite after all, and it does play like one by giving you random power-ups to help you stay alive for longer. These power-ups are called modules, and they can help you in a bunch of ways. They can give you special abilities, they can increase your damage, add elemental damage, unlock more module slots or double their efficiency, they can give you discounts in the store as well as other buffs. The combinations you can make are genuinely crazy, and you can get modules in various different ways. The most common ones are from chests you find in the open, and those you get as a reward for clearing an area. You will also find stores during your runs. Here you will buy modules using credits, which you get from breaking some yellow boxes that are spread throughout the stages, as well as by taking out certain enemies. You can also get modules from obelisks. These are some ominous looking cones that can either give you different kinds of buffs, including a module, they can damage you, or they will give you something in exchange for some of your health. And lastly, you have corruptors. These are some weird looking cracks that appear before you enter an area and that will either weaken you or buff the enemy in exchange for more modules once you clear that area. In some cases, you can also find corrupted modules. These are extremely rare modules which give you incredibly high buffs, but sometimes it comes with a price. For example, you might get one that gives you 400% headshot damage, but reduces your body shots by a lot. So if your aim sucks as much as mine, it might be best to pick a mod that better suits your playstyle. Voidbreaker rewards you for taking risky decisions, so it is entirely up to you to choose whether it is worth it or not. But honestly, it usually is. At the moment, you only have access to 3 biomes, with a boss at the end of each one. Each biome is divided in islands, which are randomly generated and are often divided in 2 different routes. But once you move to a new island, the previous one will be blocked, so you will have to choose carefully where you want to go. You can do that by checking your map, which will show you different icons so you know what to expect from each route. There is also a permanent progression system. As you do your runs, you will find something called Decryptors and a purple currency called Voidium. Decryptors will help you unlock new permanent power-ups in the home base, and you use Voidium to buy and improve said upgrades. As you clear more areas and defeat the bosses, you will unlock new spaces within the base with new weapons for you to buy with Voidium and select the one you will use at the start of your run. And lastly, you can do something called Research, which unlocks new modules for them to later appear on future runs. If you're wondering about the story, all you need to know is that Voidbreaker is one of those games where gameplay is the main star and lore takes a backseat. It is there, it seems interesting, however it is also ambiguous and doesn't give you a straight answer to most of the questions you might have. All we know is that you're stuck in a simulation running tests for some kind of AI overlord where you fight a bunch of enemies until you either beat all the bosses or die and start over.
Zone 1 completed. No deviation from expectations. Continue to Zone 2.
At the end of the tutorial, you will meet a friendly NPC who tells you the truth about the situation you're currently in. He is also the one who prepared the home base where you'll be getting your upgrades and weapons. Throughout your runs, you will also find the Void Daxis logo in all the stages, as well as in some secret areas that will give you some lore. I haven't completed all the available areas, I've only defeated the second boss and I died somewhere in the third biome, so I might be missing some bits, but that's the gist of it. Honestly, Voidbreaker is a nice change of pace for me. It is fast-paced, just like some of my favorite games, and it has an intriguing system where environmental destruction is essential for your survival. The movement is crazy, and once you get your hands on it, you will see just how nice it feels to move around. I also now understand the appeal of roguelites, because the randomness of the modules can let you create some crazy builds. If you haven't guessed by now, I highly recommend Voidbreaker and believe it will be worth your money. You can find it by checking the link in the description. See you next time, bros.